So, the Switch 2 is releasing in the very near future, or it has already by the time you're watching this video, and the crazy thing is, despite no new mainline Zelda game, Zelda lore is about to explode and be enhanced. To no surprise, Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom are getting updated Switch 2 versions, but with some substantial DLC. Zelda's voice memories hidden throughout the world in both games, as well as voice memories from other key characters hidden in the depths and the skies. These do provide some fun facts, but also tease more lore implications. With those alone, videos and theories can be revisited and created among the Zelda community. But there's also something else. Hyrule Warriors AGE of Imprisonment. For all of us who are not pleased with the lore that Tears of the Kingdom brought, Nintendo is swinging a lot more of Tears of the Kingdom story into our faces after being so vague and hidden about it. And I'm just gonna say this now, I talked about this possibility a lot on the channel, so naturally links all around. But we need to address how big of a deal this is for Zelda history and lore, especially the fact that this is the last time Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom's history will be enhanced. So jumping right into this, how can the lore be enhanced for the Wild era, or I prefer the Wild Tear era? Like, how could this actually be enhanced? Well, first of all, the memories of Tears of the Kingdom showed us a very jumbled and vague presentation of Zelda's adventure in the distant past, very, very far back in Hyrule's history. Of course, we technically are given all that's needed to have an understanding of what happened in the past, but those who have a keen eye for theories, story critics, lore enthusiasts, and just overall hardcore fans wanted way more from what that story presented. Like, let's address one of the elephants in the room. Who the heck is this guy? A Zonai or partial Zonai? And what does he represent? Impa says he's connected somehow, or at least implied, to be the hero from Breath of the Wild's ancient tapestry. But then that pulls so much more into question. Like, I literally had to predict another Hyrule Warriors for this era of Zelda. Like, when you see all of these facts together, everything that Tears of the Kingdom presented, like, it just feels like there's room for a whole nother game, and that is why I hardcore predicted that there would be another Hyrule Warriors. So now, let's look at some more things that this could present. So, for one of the first topics, let's go big. Ganondorf. The road to declaring war on Hyrule and the division among the Gerudo people. What really happened there? Ganondorf was the male chief among the Gerudo, and his aspirations went far beyond the leader of a tribe. We know that after attempting to invade Hyrule through brute force, Ganondorf learned of the secret stones and devised a plan to betray the kingdom of Hyrule. But when did he learn this? Where did he learn this? Did he access Mineru's library or some sort of secret text? Was this quest for absolute power the very event that split the Gerudo? And of course, who were the Gerudo that were loyal to Ganondorf? What did they become? Well, for starters, I wrote a theory on how Ganondorf's legacy was established, starting from his Gerudo followers long ago, and in that theory video, I go into the history of Ganon's henchmen and followers, with one of them being from the other Hyrule Warriors game. Not her. Him. So, could there be a connection among the Hyrule Warriors games? It was prophesized that one of Ganon's followers would triumph. Look, link to that video around here and in the description. Anyway, as I said in that video, I believe we will see the spread of Ganondorf's philosophy, almost like some sort of cult. And that's one of the things that preserved darkness and malice throughout all the years, from Ganondorf's seal in the ancient past all the way to his awakening in modern day Tears of the Kingdom. But if I'm going to assume a connection among Hyrule Warriors games, let's quickly address the biggest elephant in the room: alternate timelines and time travel within Hyrule Warriors. Spoilers for Age of Calamity. So Zelda apparently always had this little guardian robot that was like an R2-D2 that possessed extraordinary abilities like lasers and time travel. It realized the Great Calamity took over Hyrule, and it decided to go back in time to prevent the Calamity from taking over, even though Link would come back to kick butt 100 years anyway. Naturally, this little robot going back in time and helping save Hyrule would create a whole new timeline, which causes a time paradox when we remember the Light Dragon's time loop. Spoilers for Tears of the Kingdom now, 3, 2, 1, okay, Zelda must go back in time in Tears of the Kingdom to turn into the Light Dragon to power up the Master Sword, but then turns back into human Hylian form at the end. But now, the little robot from Age of Calamity created a new timeline, so this creates its own continuity phenomenon. I predicted multiple outcomes of how a Hyrule Warriors Imprisoning War could solve this, and this includes time travel to the present, which could explain why Link could be playable. Of course, mixing timeline splits and time loops are paradoxical, like a possibility of 2 Light Dragons in the present, or Ganondorf going into Thanos Avengers Endgame mode, seeking to be better than his future self. It's crazy. Shameless plug, I made a huge video not too long ago going into this possibility down to the core. Links around and in the description. This is just a scratch of a TLDR of that video. So in the video, I use visual representation to draw out multiple timelines. Anyway, lo and behold, thanks to Nintendo and Koei Tecmo, I predicted correctly, and we have Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment. You guys rock, man. Frick yeah, man, I'm so happy. But now, that leads into past versus present. Will the whole game take place in the ancient past? Or will my theories have merit of it also being in the present? Or, as I said in the Light Dragon Paradox video, this multiplies the idea of split timelines. Now, with time travel shenanigans on the table, will Link actually not show up? Or will this dude step up and reveal himself, the first canonical, non-Hylian hero to wield the Master Sword? Oh my god! Okay, let's regain some focus here. In these videos, I did go into Link's effect on the past if he went back in time with Zelda, but there's this possibility. Will someone else die, or will Tears of the Kingdom spoilers, 3, 2, 1, or will Sonia die again? Okay, let's focus on Sonia and UOOOORRREE. According to developer interviews, Tears of the Kingdom Masterworks, and other hidden lore, Sonia and UOOOORRREE went on a pilgrimage to dispel demons and other evil creatures across Hyrule, which serves as the canonical reason on why the 152 Tears of the Kingdom shrines were created and commemorated. This secret pilgrimage of light is a testament to the love UOOOOORREE and Sonia had for their land and for each other. But of course, we don't see any of this in Tears of the Kingdom's memory cutscenes, because it actually happened before Zelda arrived in the past. Perhaps we could see more of this adventure with UOOOOORREE and Sonia fleshed out. I mean, there is so much concept art of them together. Like, look at all this. It would only make sense. Now, could we see more of before Zelda's arrival? UOOOOORREE's family? Another Zonai? Or can we have some light shown on how the heck the secret stones existed pre-Skyward Sword? Or is it more likely they existed around the time Noel from Echoes of Wisdom was sealed? Okay, if Nintendo sheds some light on these theories, I'll pass out backwards from the excitement. That would be crazy fan service, dude. But a little more on Queen Sonia. What is her connection to the goddess? Can we see more of this? She seems to be the teacher Zelda always wanted. Sonia cared for her emotions and believed in her more than Zelda did in herself. I believe we will see more of this in Age of Imprisonment, Sonia and Zelda's relationship, mentor and student. Also, don't forget that Sonia is Zelda's third mother figure, by the way. Zelda really had a lot of mentorship, like it's crazy. Which does remind me, guys, how did Zelda go from this to this? These cutscenes are right next to each other in chronological order, so clearly some extra training with Sonia and Zelda took place. We have to remember the deepness of Zelda's story arc to her sacrifice in Tears of the Kingdom. It was so powerful, though there were gaps on the path she took to sacrificing herself for Hyrule's victory. It is quite the heroic and emotional journey when you really think about it. All of Zelda's mentors passed away on the path to Hyrule's multiple victories in the Wild Era. This is her character arc. Yet realizing this character development in Zelda is only apparent when you dive deep into the narrative of Zelda's character transformation in Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. Even in Age of Calamity's other timeline, she becomes a fierce leader. If you want to see my deep dive into the character development of the Wild Tear incarnation of Zelda, check out this video here. I just hope we could see more of her heroic path in Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment, taught to her from Sonia and Rauru. And finally, for the love of take off the sage's masks, dude. I'm assuming they will be playable, so I really hope we could see their faces. These characters are so important to Tears of the Kingdom story, yet they are left to be so vague. I made a short on this situation, and if you don't want to see any of the big theory videos that I've been alluding to or advertising this entire time, at least check out this short. It's like a minute, come on. And with that, guys, what do you think? Do you guys even understand that there's a wave of Zelda lore coming, and it's more on Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom? This is like a pretty big deal when you really think about it. So what do you guys really want to see with this when it comes to all of these new lore voice memories in Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom and in Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment? Like, what do you guys think we're gonna get from that? Is it really gonna be substantial? Anyway, you like what I shared in this video? Do you agree with me? Disagree with me? Check out the rest of my theories. At least go check out the channel. I was very enthusiastic and desperate for Tears of the Kingdom DLC and a Hyrule Warriors sequel. I just had to make videos on it and hoping and praying that we would get something, and it's here. Okay, man, I just gotta end this video already because I could go on and on, guys, like how I think Sonia and Zelda's mother communicated through Sheikah technology, which is Zonai technology, or Sheikah technology, Zonai technology. Okay, we're done. We're done. We're done. Okay, I gotta stop. This is just too crazy. Okay, guys, take care, guys, and peace out. God bless. This was Skylink Theory, and I'm gonna get out of here before this video becomes too long.